Okay. On December 30th, 2019, notice of this meeting was emailed to the Courier Post and the Gloucester City News newspapers for publication and duly posted on the official Bellmawr Redevelopment Agency website as well. The official notice to the Borough Clerk was emailed on January 2nd, 2020, which included requests for posting notice to the official Borough of Bellmawr website and bulletin board. All requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been met in compliance with the Sunshine Law. At this time, I'd like to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And to the
republic which stands
one
nation,
nation,
under
God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to have to work on the cadence.
Wow, that was
All right, very good. Roll call. Chairman Frank Philippek.
Here.
Commissioner Paul DeAngelis.
Here.
Commissioner Steve Haggerty. Commissioner Nick Capados.
here.
Commissioner Jay Garagoza.
Here.
Commissioner Tom Whitman.
Here.
Commissioner Neil Patel.
Here.
Oh, you got on, Neil. Okay.
Hey, Neil.
Very, very good.
Aye.
All right, with that, roll call, we're all set. Chairman, I'll kick it back over to you. Reading in the minutes, regular meeting, February 10th, 2020. Need a motion?
I make a motion that we do away with the minutes.
Second?
Second, Paul.
Thank you, Paul, for doing that.
All right.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Brings us to communications, Mayor. I have none.
Okay, I just wanted to thank everybody for going on the phone, and I hope everybody's healthy.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you.
Well, that leads us into commissioner
Mayor.
reports. So, Mayor or Chairman, did you have anything to add besides that, or?
No, that's all I have, really.
Okay. Any of the other commissioners have anything to add?
I don't. No. No. All good.
Nope.
All right. We close that portion. That brings us to the executive director report. I had sent everybody my report. Again, just in the interest of keeping in line with the time and being sensitive to everything, and not getting too greedy with taking advantage of the technology we have, because it seems to be working well. So let's keep the duration at a minimum, but not chance it. But as far as that, I think everybody, believes this issue with the coronavirus and having to run meetings in this way probably is not going to go anywhere soon. And when I mean soon, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think things are going to get released in April. So I envision us having to do this again, at least in April, which is fine. We'll keep, and I'm going to ask everyone, all the board members to, as well as professionals, to maintain the original regular meeting schedule dates. It's just quite simply, it's just a matter of me noticing the location change as being via the Zoom portal. Other than that, as far as just navigating all the other issues that have, surrounded, the country as a whole, I mean, it's business as usual. If there's any questions in my report, please feel free to ask. If not, I will turn it over to Mr. McKenna.
Well, and I'm happy to take the ball, but I do have to point out how very dense, how much important material is outlined in the executive director's report. He lays both near and far recent goings on literally over a dozen issues. And it's really sometimes staggering to see his summaries of reports, because I'm sort of just going along, fighting whichever Indian I'm facing at the time. And when you look at how many issues the ball is being advanced on simultaneously, it can get overwhelming. So I'm pretty grateful that personally for having those outlines and summaries instead of having to go do it myself. And I can just imagine what it's like for the commissioners to try and keep track of everything. That said, there's quite a bit that we expect to be coming to fruition. I don't know if Paul can help us understand whether and to what extent council is about to move. I saw a flurry of emails today between Mr. Nagowski and Long. I'm not sure what their status is. I wasn't able to hear back from them. But we are in our holding pattern unless and until council, has gone that first step, and that's consistent with the council as the primary lead figure, second then to us. So there's a lot to read in that executive director's report, and it's not a bad thing to hold on to. I haven't been asked to do this, but if I could jump out of the solicitor's report and if you look at your agenda, folks, at resolution, it's the middle resolution. There won't be a resolution there. That was simply an outgrowth of my probably inexact request to Josh to have a place somewhere on the agenda where I could speak to an issue that I've been sort of worrying me since we amended our bylaws and our policies and procedures manual to keep it legal. With respect to that, you'll recall the issue about sick time, the change in legislation, and many of us were up to date on it. I, for one, was not, but I checked it out before we did it, and I am sort of sensitive now to keeping track of our manual. And I have to say this, since we did that, I've looked at that manual, and it's clear to me that we're not following it precisely with regard to our sole employee. There's a host of, which is Josh. And, it's awkward that he's listening, but that's just the way it is. I told him I was going to bring this up. That manual has a host of provisions having to do with employees that we're not presently following, except to the extent it's been informal and has been a series of separate decisions as opposed to a single set of guidelines. For instance, the job description policy, B2, the sick leave that we just fixed at D8, D16, little things like the communications device. Now, the most important parts of the executive director position are governed by statute, that he's appointed, he needs to be reappointed annually, and that no matter what, there's a 120-day termination provision in favor of the agency. But there's all these little things having to do with the terms and conditions of employee that should not continue to be, I don't want to call it disorganized, but I do want to say separate and discrete as opposed to a single piece of paper. So what I meant by saying hold me a spot on the agenda was to tell the commissioners that I have a concern about that. I don't know that anything needs to be changed, but it all ought to be put before you all, whether it's what the policy is with respect to cell phone usage or what the hours are supposed to be, the compensation. Everything should be in a single package and then ratified by you, because the truth is that protects the agency. It's good governance, whether it's business or government, and it really does help protect from misunderstandings. I mean, until we write something down, all we have are understandings, and I would think the agency would be best served, the public would be served, and probably Josh would be well served for us to memorialize that which is presently happening. I'm not asking you to do anything tonight because candidly, I'd like to see that in a document that I vet on your behalf. But if you would, I'd like you to authorize me to get it together and have it for your ratification at the next meeting if I can swing that. I'm not interested in changing anything. I am interested in getting it all down on a single piece of paper for you all to see and to know what we've been doing. Does anybody have a difficulty with that piece of advice?
Not at all.
Not at all, no.
No.
That's good.
All right, Josh, I will charge you with, if you can assemble the data points. I mean, I see some of your stuff on a bill sometimes, and I see your hourly reports, and I know hourly is only germane just in terms of you keeping track. But if you can just put it all together for me, I want this to be digestible. I'm not trying to save the world here, but I think everybody would be. So let's get it together. So if I can charge you with doing that, and by the way, folks, I did reach out to Mr. Nagaski. After all, it's their dough in the first instance, and he's a stakeholder in this thing. Not that we are going to be governed by whether he says yes or no, because good government is good government. But I wanted to let him know it's a courtesy how we were going to proceed. I just haven't heard back from him yet today, and I know they have their hands full. I will loop him into the process, though. I don't want to be heavy-handed in this. He is a stakeholder in this thing. So, thanks for that. And again, you're not voting on this at all, except to say, McKenna, go forth and memorialize, or at least make a draft of what it is we've been doing.
So, Mike, just in terms of the administrative process then here under new business, are we going to strike that as is, or do you want to?
Yeah, I did not.
Do you want to amend that in some fashion?
Or at least, I guess to be perfect here, it would be for the commissioners to authorize me to prepare a draft of the terms of your employment, including everything that's required by the policy manual. And I'll outline that, basically for them. But, some of them I mentioned, the job description and that type of thing. I will not address anything that's in the statute because law is law and it preempts. Okay. Does that answer your question? Are you asking us to vote on that, Josh? Or I don't know that you need it because I feel as a solicitor I really should be in a position to draft this stuff.
No, Mike, I'm just in terms of just continuity, I guess. So are we going to, when we come up to that resolution now, as it reads, business, are we striking it or are we?
All right, so you're going to have a blank in your numbers. Is that the issue?
Yeah, well, I don't care. I mean, but I'm just saying we can strike it or edit it to whatever you think is best.
It doesn't matter. What we aren't doing is presently we're not changing the manual. We're actually trying to follow it, so we can strike it.
Just strike. Okay. All right. All right. Technically, we're still under your report, Mike. We're not into.
Yes. So that's my report. I say to the chair and members.
Okay. Before we move to new business, are there any other questions for Mike? All right.
No.
Chairman, then if you want to take us on to new business, we can move through that if you like. Going to move
Can
forward?
we go to new business?
Okay. So we got resolution number 03:023-20 of the Bellmawr Redevelopment Agency authorizing execution of the professional consultant contracts. This is basically, we did the same resolution last year. It's just basically an authorization for me to execute the contracts with the professional service vendors, and which are largely built off of or based off of the authorizing resolutions which we did in January at reorg. Mike, I don't know if you have any further comment on that.
All I want to say is we had to do a lot of revamping last year to make them fit our peculiar situation. But since the same professionals were reappointed with the same contracts, the template was fine. We just had to get them to re-execute, rebid. I don't think there was a single increase by any of the professionals.
It was not.
So that the numbers won't change either. So it was as it was, but it is legally required that we re-execute the contracts. The first stage is the appointment. The second is the contracts. So this is exactly what we did last year.
All right. So with that,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it, Anil.
Okay. Mike, do you need a full roll call on this one?
Roll call, please.
Okay. Mr. Patel, thank you. I got your second. Roll call. We're going to go through Chairman Philpeck.
Yes.
Vice Chair Garagoza.
Yes.
Commissioner DeAngelis.
Yes.
Commissioner Kapados.
Yes.
Commissioner Whitman.
Yes.
Commissioner Patel.
You forgot. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
sorry. Miss J.
No, I did get Jay, didn't I?
Yes, you got me. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
I dozed off. I'm sorry for interrupting Mr. Patel's vote. Very sorry.
Stay off the ether, Mike. All right, that brings us to resolution number 03:024-20, as Mike had just suggested that we strike. Mike, is that a vote or are we just?
Not a vote, not at all. It's not even on the table.
All right. Well, that progresses us to resolution number 03:025-20 of the Bellmawr Redevelopment Agency authorizing payment of outstanding bills. This covers, like I said, the escrow account and the administrative accounts, and it's all billing from January 31st through up until March 16th of 2020. Need a motion.
I make a motion, Anil.
I second it.
That was Jay.
Yes, I second it.
Okay, thank you, Jay. Again, financial, we do a roll call here. Chairman Philpott,
Yes.
Vice Chair Garagoza,
Yes.
Commissioner DeAngelis,
Yes.
Commissioner Kapados,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitman,
Yes.
Commissioner Patel.
Yes.
All right, that concludes new business, gentlemen. That brings us to public portion. I do see, it appears we do have at least
Does
one.
anybody from the public want to speak?
There's actually, it appears to be more than one. So, you know, and do you have, I mean, you're on video, so I can see you. Do you have any questions?
Okay, I just, I know from the last time when we had the presentation, what was it, in October?
I'm sorry, real quick.
Go ahead.
Can you give your name and address? For
Sure. Sure. It's Ann Fourline, South Jersey Observer. My address is 225 McClelland Avenue in Bellmawr. And I was just wondering, I know when we had our last, when we had our last updated meeting with the presentation with Don, where are we at with the park? Is that going to break ground soon? How far are we away from that? Or is that still a ways off?
I'll take that.
I think they're voting today. Paul,
Yeah.
are you voting
Mike.
today?
Mike,
I
going back.
I did see that on the agenda, but you know what? I may have seen that. I'm sorry. Let me go back. See if
For
I
the
can
council,
find.
the council meeting agenda for tonight, you mean? Paul?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're supposed to vote on that tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
I think
And
I think I
having
did.
said that, if I may, assuming
Go ahead.
that happens for us, and you know, and if it doesn't, I'm sure there'd be a good reason, because I know that it's very close to, you know, being exactly where it should be. There are still some approvals necessary, but they can't be obtained unless and until the
Right.
RDAs are signed. We're up next for signing, and that'll be at
Okay.
our meeting. And then what will happen is planning board has to grant approval for that. And I think
Oh.
with the Green Acre approval, as well as Thailand's, it's necessary, that has been applied for, consistent with council. Am I killing your ears, Annie? You're holding your headphones.
No, I just I don't know if there was.
Yeah, there's some interference on the line.
Sorry, go ahead.
It sounds like somebody's outside.
There's still some more to do, and
Okay.
but all of it has to await the two agency approval,
Okay.
the contract.
Do we have like a ballpark, even like in the crystal ball date, like fall, summer?
I'd have to collapse that, and I actually, council made the last two moves with respect to other agency approvals. So I'm sort of second man to the Green Acres and the Thailand's approvals.
I understand all that.
I don't know where that stands. I know
Okay.
they're ahead of me, but I'll make the inquiries because, as you know, I've been sort of this gadfly with the park getting started. To me, that's the real sign of progress.
Yes.
And Mike, not to interrupt, but I talked to the mayor. He said that they're going to vote on the Green Acres thing, and that's part of it, where we can come in with the other part. But
Okay, I
they're-
saw those
they need the Green
resolutions.
Acres
Howard Long has
approval.
been keeping me in that loop, so I know that's happening. I just don't
Right.
know what to answer Ann's questions. I can't help her with timelines.
Okay.
Right.
But I'll watch for planning board meetings and whatnot just for that. Thank you.
I have a
Thank you,
question,
Ann.
Ann, this
Yes.
is Anil Patel. Did you say you're with South Jersey Observer? Is that a paper?
I write my own website, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm in Bellmawr, but Bellmawr resident. Yep, I've been doing this since 2016. South Jersey Observer. Yep,
So, okay. Keep up the good work.
I try. You guys are this helps. This helps a lot, and thank you for your service to the agency.
Thank you, Ann.
Ann, before we let you go, is that it? Do you have any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you for letting me hop on, Josh, and thank you everybody for the
Thanks,
updates.
Joe.
Thank you, everybody.
Like I said, there does appear to be others.
Okay, I closed the public portion, right?
Wait, I think
Wait,
Josh
wait.
is saying he thinks there's more, Mayor.
Yeah, there may be others from the public on the line. If there is anybody from the public that does have a question, please ask it now.
Okay.
Again, hearing none, I will close the public portion. With that, Mayor, we can go to adjournment.
Shall I make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second
it, Anil. All right. You can have it, Jay.
Thank you, Mel.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody. Be safe.
Thank you.
Before we leave, I want to thank everybody for getting involved, and also I hope you stay all healthy.
Yeah, I second
Thank
that,
you,
Mayor.
Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Take care, all.
All right,
All right,
guys.
guys.
Be safe.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk to you
Bye,
next time.
everybody. Thanks, Josh.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.